What's up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the channel. So Bitcoin is testing the bottom support line of the descending triangle that we're forming right now. So we're actually getting more horizontal support, confirming a descending triangle right now. Downsloping resistance, horizontal support. This is now a classic descending triangle pattern, guys. We're going to see if we can get a bounce off of the 10,500 level. Which is possible right now, that we could continue getting a little bit of support here, bouncing up. But overall, guys, it does seem like the downside pressure is continuing to increase in the market right now. And I would say that this descending triangle is likely to play out to the downside, as it does 70% of the time. Descending triangles play out to the downside, guys. So we're going to see if we can get see if we get support here, or if we just fall through support. Right now, there's not all too much support coming in, and volume is still on a decline. So we're testing just above 10,500 right now. Guys, we were watching this in the past few streams. We were watching out for this dead cat bounce, and it ended up being a lower high dead cat bounce. Now we're forming a descending triangle. So this is getting pretty interesting. We could find support here, test up to closer to 11,500 again. We could have one or two more rallies before actually getting the breakdown that I'm looking for. Currently, my downside target is about $9,500. And again, guys, that would be a test of the parabolic support line just below $10,000 there, and looking for potential retrace up to the 236 if we do get that pullback that I'm looking for. And ultimately, guys, I am looking for something like this in the medium to long term, a larger scale parabolic move. I think we will exit this parabolic trajectory and create a larger scale parabolic move. We'll look at some altcoins here in a second. We're going to see how Bitcoin does at this horizontal support right now. So this is now a classic descending triangle pattern. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. See a lot of familiar faces, see some new faces as well. Who Knew says you're safe until 9,500. Bullish trend, if that is broken, oh boy, get to 7K. Yeah, guys, definitely. The bulls are safe until about 9,500. If you can get support there, then yes, you can get a rally and potentially maintain the parabolic trajectory. Personally, I think it's a lot less likely, but it is possible that if you get that pullback to 9,500, you could garner enough support to maintain within the parabolic trajectory and get a potential continuation of the trend, although I still think that's quite unlikely, guys. I think it's quite unlikely that we actually maintain this trajectory. I think it's extremely unlikely, actually, at this point. We have a lot of overhead resistance, guys, and I think we have found our local top. And I do believe we will be getting a significant pullback going into the next few months here. At least I think most of this summer will be a pullback, although we could have some significant rallies in between. That's what I'm expecting right now. So getting some horizontal support. Now let's check out Ethereum. Whoops. See what Ethereum is up to right now. Falling below $290. So still maintaining the upsloping support here. Still remaining above this upsloping support line. And, if you do, right now we are testing this previous resistance right here. Right, so we are finding support just above $280, just below $290. So if you are able to, maintain this, you could maintain on a, really it's all up to Bitcoin, though. I mean, doing an analysis on Ethereum and altcoins is really, Litecoin is actually one of the most interesting right now. Ethereum is generally going to follow Bitcoin. Litecoin has been a bit of a leading indicator. But if if Ethereum does pull back below this upsloping support and below this resistance, then likely we would be headed down to about $230, guys. About $230 if we can't hold this upsloping support or this previous resistance line. Ethereum should be headed for $230 as the next downside target. Potential bullish target would be about $230. So let's check out Litecoin. What is up, guys? Welcome. So Litecoin still sitting in this price channel, still maintaining its parabolic trajectory, although we are testing the bottom end of it. So this could be, you know, a bit of a leading indicator for Bitcoin. I think likely, you know, Litecoin has acted as a leading indicator, pulling back before Bitcoin, rallying before Bitcoin, sort of leading Bitcoin into bullish moves and leading Bitcoin into this pullback as well, generally. So, you know, I think, you know, Litecoin could show us what Bitcoin has in the future, and that would be, you know, another $1,000 to the downside, testing the 382 fib extension. And we'll see if we can hold that. Again, guys, if we do break down below that, then things could get much more bearish much faster. If we can't hold 9,500, I think we will. But if we can't hold this area, and we, you know, things could actually get much bearish much faster. I'd say, you know, if we fall below 9,500, we should be headed for about, you know, 85 to 8,800, possibly finding a bounce there, and potentially testing down to 7,500 faster than I would expect. This is what I'm expecting now, but who knows what will actually happen, guys. Welcome, guys, welcome. So Litecoin, yeah, again, if Litecoin does pull back below this upsloping support, it needs to hold $100. If not, you could see a really significant pullback. Let's see. XRP. Let's check out XRP. Let's go to Bitstamp. Just going to go through some altcoins real quick. XRP attempting to remain above that support. And again, guys, this support line that I have mapped out here is extremely critical. It acted as, you know, major resistance here. Also, I guess you could look at this as next potential. Yeah, that previous resistance acted as support as well. So if XRP, I mean, it's likely that if XRP does fall below this area right here, the 37-cent mark, if XRP does fall below this area, likely we would be coming down, you know, looking at it from larger time frames, likely we'd be headed for about 30 cents or 27 cents, 26 cents. So we could be bouncing around in this range if Bitcoin was going to pull back. Now, if Bitcoin did find support in the short term, then, you know, XRP could be testing resistance again towards 45 cents. If Bitcoin does get a rally in this descending triangle, I think we're likely to break to the downside here, guys. I think there's enough bearish momentum for that to take place. And we have fallen below this upsloping support line here on the 4-hour, giving us that descending triangle. So I'm going to go through chat real quick. What is up, guys? Guys, let me know in the chat. Do you think that we are going to break this descending triangle to the downside or to the upside? Press 1 if you think we're going to break it to the upside, or press 2 if you think we're going to break it to the downside. Consider the like button smash. Yeah, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let's see what chat's saying here. Who Knew says, what a day. Fiat cash just became useless in the Netherlands. It is forbidden soon to pay above 3,000 with fiat, and $500 bill. Wait, 500 bill will be banned also. So I guess they're not using cash in the Netherlands soon. Christopher Doyle, what's up? Bartek, what is going on, guys? Currently, guys, we are forming a descending triangle. We're hitting this previous support area right here, catching some support. You know, if we are going to continue this pattern, then it's more likely that we get a bounce off of 10,500 than it is to. I mean, of course, if we fall to. Personally, I think if we fall below 10,500, we would most likely end up at 9,500. I don't think we would have much support at 10,000, guys. I think we would come to about 9,500. I don't think, 10,000 was a psychological level on the way up, broke to the upside. Of course, the market's going to have a reaction to that price, but I think ultimately we're going to find the most support closer to the 9,500 level rather than 10,000. Especially if we are creating a descending triangle, and especially if you get another bounce here, guys. If we do get another bounce, test this resistance, then likely we're more likely to test 9,500 as the most significant support than 10,000. Of course, you can get some sort of reaction off that, but I would say more likely to hit that 9,500 level on the next pullback if we do break the descending triangle to the downside. Schwartz says Litecoin will be 35 in 4 weeks. Last time it lost 75% before the halving. Interesting. So, sell it now while you can, says Schwartz. Schwartz thinks Litecoin will be 35 in 4 weeks. I think that's quite unlikely, guys. I think that's quite unlikely to be 35. I mean, if we pull back, we'll probably catch some good support, in between, this $20 range, $60 to $80. I mean, I never like to get too specific with exact price. A lot of people like to give out exact price points, and those exact price points rarely get hit. So it makes more sense to me to keep it slightly general with the price points. But if we do fall below $100, I mean, just looking at previous resistance that could turn into new support, $72, about $72 for Litecoin could be the next significant support if we can't hold 100. But we'll see. We're still inside the upsloping support line. Bitcoin is testing the horizontal support, giving us a descending triangle. I mean, Coinbase looks a little different. If you're looking at Binance, it is pretty clear here, guys, that it is a descending triangle. Pretty clear. Let's see, I asked the chat, do you guys think that we're going to break this descending triangle to the upside? Press 1. To the downside, press 2. So if anyone's joining now, let me know in the chat. Do you think we're going to break this descending triangle to the upside or the downside? Press 1 for up and 2 for down. Yeah, getting another rally to test the downsloping support is possible. But also, I just wouldn't be surprised to see continued pullback at this point for Bitcoin. So most people are saying downside now. Few people are saying upside, majority downside. Let's go through chat real quick. Yeah, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. Rusty says already smashed the like. Let's see here, guys. You guys, I'm more focused on the long term. People, I mean, I do trade, guys, but I'm more focused on the long term. In terms of swing trades. Let's see. Go through chat to see if there's anything else. Chat. Most people coming in with 2s, guys. Most people are thinking that we are going to break this to the downside. 10,500 could be temporary support for this descending triangle. We could be using this as support as we trade a little bit more sideways, potentially going into July. Going into July, guys. But it is Monday today, so it'll be interesting this week. Things will get interesting this week. Personally, I am still leaning bearish on the market as a whole, looking for something like this within the next few months going into the next, or the end of the year. As you guys know, if you've been watching the channel, we have been expecting this right now. Staff Sergeant Marine says, I hate Mondays, I hate them more than BTC. Depending on what side of the market you're on, this could be a great Monday. Could be a terrible Monday. Bartek says down, although the current situation is likely 50-50, could still bounce up and go down eventually. Yeah, I mean, definitely, guys. I mean, a short-term bounce to retest resistance is possible. You know, we'll see. Yeah, guys, I'm just keeping it simple. I mean, this is our formation here. This is really... It's a pretty classic descending triangle, if you ask me. Umic World says, do you think we test 3100 again? I think it's unlikely, guys. I think it's unlikely that we test... I think it's extremely unlikely that we test the lows again. Very, very unlikely, in my opinion, to do that. That is very outside of Bitcoin's normal long-term behavior. I think this is far more likely right now. Something like this. You know, it could be a little bit more. I mean, this is a really, really bullish move. So we could be in for a pretty strong parabolic move. I just don't think we're going to be testing 20K in this run. I think we're going to be pulling back before we get closer to 20K. I think we'll have a nice significant pullback before we hit 20,000, guys. I don't think it's possible right now for Bitcoin to reverse this momentum to the upside. I think it's extremely unlikely. I think it's extremely unlikely to do so. Let's go through chat real quick. Hinu says the red candles are leading and bigger than the green candles. Is this descending triangle that a sign more downfall will follow up in short term? Yeah, guys, generally that is what that means. Generally, I mean, also just, you know, let's look at it from the 3-day, like, you know, we were on the parabolic trajectory, parabolic support, parabolic resistance line, and we, you know, had a nice blow off top here, guys. We went fully parabolic, right? Got a nice blow off top, in my opinion. Pulled back. Had two 3-day candles of rejection, guys. You know, closing around the same level, below 12,000. Pulling back. I think it's quite likely that this run is over. But, of course, we still have more downside. And, you know, this is just what I think is most likely. You know, I think we're going to pull back to 9,800. It is possible that we continue this move. I think it's extremely unlikely, though. But it is possible. So, yes, this descending triangle is likely an indicator that we move down in the short term. You know, we're... you know, we had a ascending triangle breakout here, pulled back. So, you know, in this area, we were trading sideways for a while. But, you know, guys, look, in this area, it was an ascending triangle. You know, we had an ascending triangle in this area right here. Broke to the upside. We were able to maintain support. And now we're seeing a descending triangle in this area. So I think it's just, there's a lot of things that are telling me that this run could be over in the short term, guys. There's a lot of things showing me that right now. Ricardo says, I have 200K mortgage and I have 5K to spend. Which coin should I buy for the next 5 years? I cannot give you advice on that. I'm not going to tell you what coins to buy. Yeah, no, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. My personal top coins right now is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Chainlink, and Binance Coin. But, you know, who knows how long those coins will actually last. Guys, this market is extremely new. 5 years is a lot of time in crypto. You know, 5 years is a lot of time in crypto. I mean, so far we have, you know, the longest lasting is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, the best performers. I guess you could throw XRP into the mix as well. I'm sure there's a few others, but, you know, I for the next guys, 5 years is a long time in crypto. Long time. The technology is definitely going to be changing. Definitely. So let's check out Chainlink. Where's Chainlink at today? Haven't been able to look at it yet. Oh, actually, let's not look at Coinbase. Let's look at Binance. So Chainlink also coming back to retest that target that we set at $3.25. Got a bit of a bounce, rallied up to $3.70, pulling back now to that support. This is also looking like a potential descending triangle, but it's just looking like more of a pullback now, guys. It's just looking like, you know, lower lows here. So if Bitcoin pulls back, then Chainlink will probably pull back as well. But we'll see, you know. If we can rally above this downsloping resistance, then you could maintain. But it is looking pretty weak right now. Volume is dying down. I mean, this run has been pretty incredible for Chainlink. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a pullback. You know, possibly coming back to $2.50 if we can't hold $3.25 or the $3 range. $2.50 would be that next downside target. All right, let's see here, guys. Bitcoin could be falling below support soon. Not necessarily finding enough volume here. Rusty says, please do pull. Okay. Wait, hold on. Thoughts on basic attention token? I think the use case is a little bit too specific, guys. I think the use case for basic attention token is a little bit too specific. I think, you know, there will be other coins that will fulfill that that use case. I think basic attention token is a little bit too focused on what they're doing. I think they need to broaden their horizon a little bit. Or let's see, we are testing this support right now. See, we are testing the horizontal support of the descending triangle again, seems to me. Pull this down a little bit. So we're looking at the 1 hour here on Coinbase. 10,500 coming up on that now. Let's see how this goes. Not finding all too much support yet. Again, guys, I've been looking for the 9,500 downside target for a while now. So if we fall below this, then likely I think we should reach that target. So Rusty's wondering, how many people in here want the price of Bitcoin to go lower so they can buy some more? I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people probably want that. DVD says, doesn't matter, Bitcoin will go to the all-time high this year. That's a pretty confident statement to make. Samuel says, careful what you wish for. CZ is about to burn BNB of the team fund. Bartek says, basic attention token could be implemented using any other coin, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I agree, guys. It's basic attention token is a little bit too specific to become widely adopted. I mean, literally, you could just use Bitcoin on Lightning Network. You don't really need base attention token. Yeah, the 21 EMA has been really interesting to follow over the past few years, I guess. It's acted as really nice support during the bull market here in 2016, 2017, finding support off it the whole time, finding resistance off of it. And, you know, right when we got above it, we found this extremely strong bullish move. So if we do get a significant pullback, I mean, this kind of lines up with my parabolic support line here, guys. It kind of lines up with that. So if we do pull back, the 21 EMA on the weekly here could be acting as support. Could be acting as support if we do pull back. Although this is, I guess it maybe on the 3-day is what I'm looking for, actually. On the 3-day, it's a lot more accurate, actually. So 21 EMA on the 3-day here, guys, is lining up with my parabolic support line. I mixed that up a little bit. 21 EMA on the 3-day is lining up. It's just hugging the parabolic support line right here. So if we do pull back, possibly we might rally off of that, at least in the short term. And, you know, maybe we start trading below it and then break above it again. Closer to, you know, what I have mapped out here would be closer to October. George says your 2,500 prediction may come true. I mean, guys, I got basically what I was looking for. I mean, like, you know, of course, I would have loved to hit 2,500 exactly, right? That would have been fantastic. But we were $600 off of the low. I don't think that that is necessary to be filled. I don't think it's necessary, guys. We hit 3,100. You know, a really nice pullback from 20,000 to 3,100, pretty sufficient in my opinion. $600 off of my year-long $2,500 prediction. Got a rally. I'm satisfied with this, guys. This bullish, I mean, I did not expect the move to be this bullish this fast. Definitely not. But, you know, we're getting a pullback now. I'm looking for a test of 9,500, a little bit of sideways trading, and eventually pull back to around the $7,500 range to create a larger scale parabolic move. But we'll see, guys. Now forming the descending triangle, getting a slight support off of 10,500. We could be in for a potential bounce again to test resistance. And then from here, we'll see. You know, we'll see which way we decide to break. You know, I still think we're likely to hit the 9,500 target in the short term. But we'll see, guys. Caretaker's here. What is up, gently? Yeah, guys, gently caress the likes or smash them. Click a button, subscribe, whatever button you want. Optical chart. What is up, dude? Optical chart says optical art. I don't know why I always thought it said chart. I've seen your stuff though. It says, so Kevin, you were overall bullish and think we may we'll make new all-time highs after this correction. I think so, guys. I think so. You know, it's, you know, right. The thing is about Bitcoin right now, it's, you know, we're in it's a different time in a different place. People view this market differently. So it's possible, guys, that, you know, we could trade, you know, a little bit more sideways, that, you know, instead of getting so much, you know, with all the institutional involvement, I think likely this thing will probably stabilize a little bit more over time, but we'll see. I mean, this is a pretty strong bullish move. So right now it seems like if we can pull back and find good support and create a more larger scale parabolic move, then yes, I would say that if we do maintain this trajectory, I mean, yeah, guys, within 2020 we should be hitting 20,000 probably. 20,000, you know, I don't think 20,000 2019, probably not. 20,000 2020, a lot more likely. And yes, guys, I am long-term bullish on Bitcoin. I don't think there's a reason why Bitcoin shouldn't be bullish. You know, adoption is increasing. The supply is thinning over time. And I think the price will continue to, you know, I think we're on a long-term growth pattern for Bitcoin. I think it'll stay that way for a long time, especially with things like Lightning Network. I think Bitcoin will continue on to the future bullish. You know, I do see a lot of people talking about this potential, which is possible, right? Which is possible that we create a descending triangle pattern. You know, it's possible. You know, consistent lower highs moving into 2020. Personally, I think 20,000 in 2020 is definitely a possibility, though. Yeah, Litecoin needs to hold that support line. So yeah, I'm still looking for 9,500 as the next target. Now that we do have a confirmed descending triangle, in my opinion, I would be looking for 9,500 as the next downside target. Yeah, guys, I didn't want to stream for too long this morning. Of course, I like to stream while things are happening. If we had gotten this breakdown, of course, I would still stream. No, yeah, of course. But, you know, we're finding a bit of support, confirming the descending triangle that I've been looking for. Also, guys, you know, if you guys, you know, if you guys are on Twitter, definitely check out the Twitter in the description of the video. I've been posting a lot of charts recently. You know, starting with this one. Epic moves. We might see a correction soon. Hard to tell though. Bitcoin at 13,500. You know, so if you guys like posts like this, definitely check out the Twitter. You know, just showing my short-term views, long-term views, and, you know, looking at this descending triangle, so on and so forth. So we'll hang out here for a little bit to see. Yeah, Tone Vase also says 1,500 BTC. Yeah, right now, some of the bigger analysts are, you know, none of them have ever been, you know, Tone Vase thought we were going to go to 1,000, 1,200, I believe. He was calling for $1,200, and said that 1,900 would be sufficient or something like that. I don't know. Also, Alessio Rastani is also calling for a B wave. Personally, I have to disagree, guys. I have to disagree. I would say that something like this is more likely right now. Something like this is far more likely in my opinion, but you know, who knows? If we do get a pullback and retest this resistance, you know, let's just say, you know, mapping out this resistance line, if we do get rejection off this and we pull back and test the support horizontal, you know, then at that point I would say, okay, maybe LSCO and Tone Vase are right here. Maybe. Personally, I think it's unlikely, but if we do get a support somewhere down here, test up, pull back, hit support horizontally, then it becomes extremely likely that we actually do test lows again. Bitcoin does need to maintain some sort of parabolic trajectory right now, in my opinion. So we'll see. Guys, definitely smash that like button. I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer. Just want to come on and do a quick stream this morning. If anything does happen, though, I will be going live, so definitely watch out for that. Definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that like button. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments below. What you guys think is coming in the near future. The December 2018 low was a very, very soft capitulation. Wait until the real one. Yeah, that's what I was talking about in that my most viewed video, the $1,000 of Bitcoin is it possible, where I was talking about how I don't think $1,000 Bitcoin is possible, and I was talking about how I also don't think we were going to get a V-shaped capitulation bottom, and I was talking about a soft bottom. And, you know, I was looking for a soft bottom at 2,500. We got the soft bottom at 3,100. You know, I was still expecting us to pull back more, I'll be honest. But we did get that soft bottom and a nice bullish rally. Samuel says, when the market is bearish, switch to BNB. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It almost doesn't even matter. It almost doesn't even matter what the market is doing, guys. BNB is a revenue-producing cryptocurrency, so there's that, right? But it looks like we are getting some decent rejection here, and you know, BNB sitting on a parabolic trajectory. You know, if Bitcoin starts to have some pullbacks. Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm not really too sure. I'm just wondering when will BNB actually get a significant pullback? I'm not sure. It's just been totally parabolic this whole time. Well, let me go through chat real quick. Yeah, so optical art. Yeah, that's overall. I am bullish on Bitcoin long term. Yes. Again, guys, I think Bitcoin is going to act as a bit of a or I think Bitcoin will be basically an index for crypto as a whole. I think that's what it's going to be treated like. I think in the long term, Bitcoin will be the index for the cryptocurrency market, similar to, you know, the S&P Dow Jones, right? I think Bitcoin will be acting as an index essentially for the market as a whole. That is what I see. You know, that is what I see as one of the potential futures for Bitcoin. I think it would be pretty. I mean, that's like. Yeah, I think that's extremely likely for Bitcoin, acting as basically the overall index of the crypto market, which it is basically already. So I think that will continue on into the future. But yeah, guys, I've been streaming for almost 45 minutes now. Don't want to go too long, I don't think. We'll see. Again, I'm looking for the downside target of about 9,500. Testing this parabolic resistance line, also testing the 382 fib extension, possibly getting a rally off that, a little bit of sideways trading, and eventually I think testing back to around the 7,500 level for potential, potentially gaining support to create a larger scale parabolic move and continuing the bullish momentum, right? And, hopefully pulling up above this downsloping resistance that we have right now, that the market is most likely going to be using to interpret. But yeah, guys, short, medium term bearish for me right now. Long term bullish. So yeah, it might be in the very short term here, we might be looking for a test up towards the downsloping resistance. We'll see which way we break. I still think it's likely that we break down, but anything's possible, guys. We could break up. Who knows? I did see some people interpreting it a little bit more. Personally, I think we would be testing closer to just below 11,500 as the next high here for the descending triangle. Some people are arguing 11,700 that I've seen, but we'll see. Bartek says, we might actually... Caretaker, what's up? And he says, thanks for going live during the critical support test, bro. Much appreciated. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Bartek says, we might actually seeing this go further down at this point based on the stochastics indicator. We're on the resistance trending line. Yeah, guys, I think Bitcoin's sitting pretty high up right now, getting some horizontal lows, lower highs. It's a little bit different from this area where we were seeing pretty much the opposite, an ascending triangle break to the upside, pulled back a little bit, and then rallied up. And in this right now we're seeing the opposite, a descending triangle. I would say more likely to break down towards that 9,500 mark, but we'll see. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream soon. Been going for about 45 minutes now. Just wanted to hop on and let you guys know what I think as we're testing the bottom of this descending triangle. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. And I will see you guys in the next stream. Much appreciated, guys. Hit the likes, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And, if anything happens to the market, most likely I will be live. So I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, guys.